You can remove your mask and sit down.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do the chanting before our meditation. You can turn to page number 5 of chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Next page. The 5 precepts. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchāchārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majje pamadatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijñācarana sampanno sugato lokvidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sattādeva manusānaṁ buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo Vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Attha purisa puggala Isa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyak kittang lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditene Dīpene tamadangsina Tiloka dīpang sambuddhang Pujayami tamunudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttene Dupena sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamam. Offering of flowers. Vanna gandha gunupetang Etang kusuma santating Pujayami Munindassa Siripada Saroruhe Pujimi Buddhang Kusumina Nina Punyena Metena Labami Mokkang Puppang Vilayati Yata Idammi Kayo Tatayati Vinasadhavang. Offering of water. Adivasi tunu bante Paniyang parikampitang Anukampang upadaya Patigam hatu uttame. Offering of drinks. Adivasi tunu bante Gilane pancayang imang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu uttame. Worship of shrine. Vandami citiyang sabbang Sabbethani supatititang Saririka dhatu mahabodhing Buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Ikjeva manchante Namaste Manu Rate Nante Yang Punyavi Sandang Vipulang alatang Tansanu bhavini Hatande Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like linking in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as the smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome everyone for the meditation. So we are all going to make a joint effort. All our minds are like rivers, like a flow. What we call mind is actually continuous flow of thoughts, emotions. So it is the nature of the mind is to flow, just like the water. And water has the nature of to flow downwards. But if we know the techniques, if we put some effort, we will be able to channel the water to wherever we want them is to be. So meditation is something like that. So we will have continuous thoughts and occurrence of memories and emotions. And instead of let it to occur randomly, we will now make a genuine effort, more purposeful effort to acknowledge whatever the flow, whatever the thoughts, whatever the memory that happened to occur right now. And then we will gradually make an effort to channel it uh, to a wholesome direction. So in this meditation, first we will make an effort to channel it to loving kindness, one of the most wholesome state that we can ever reach in our mind. So we will suggest ourselves, we will guide our mind to direct and channel the flow of our mental energy to that direction, and we will experience deeper level of loving kindness. And from there, we can also develop calmness by focusing on the breath. So let's see um, to channel our mind to guide. So adjust your body gently, and we will ring the bell. And this is to help ourselves to gather our whole attention. So with the sound of the bell, let us gather our attention and then bring all the attention to our body. Keep gathering and keep bringing your attention inward and start to feel your body. And we will also do our chant, Namo Buddhaya. And throughout the chant also, we will continue to come to our body and try to feel our body. Feel your body. Let us feel our lower legs where they touch now. Exactly which areas of our lower legs are touching the floor now. Let us feel the weight of our body against the cushion or chair. Feel those pressed muscles. Let us feel our upper body, our whole back area. Feel whatever the spots. You can feel your clothes in your whole back area, around your shoulder blades. Let us feel our arms and gently moving through our arms to our elbows, and closely feeling the palms and fingers. Let us observe the subtle movement in the abdomen, how the belly is gently moving with the breath, and how it gently pushes our clothes and then shrink back. Just observe the gentle movement. With this awareness of the body, we will let this body to relax further and further. This is a good opportunity to give this body a chance to completely relax. In this very safe place, we can completely relax and let go of all the concerns and allow our body, allow our nervous system to completely relax. We can relax our facial muscles. We can allow our eyebrows to spread and drop down. No ripples in our forehead and letting eyebrows to come down. We can drop our jaw inside the mouth, relaxing all the muscles in the face. We can further relax our whole body, allowing our belly to drop to the front and allowing our shoulders to drop down a little bit further. If you wish, you can use your breath to further relax our body. If you wish, you can lengthen your breath a little bit. Take a little longer breath for a while. When you breathe out, allow the chest area to drop down. Take just few more such breaths, long breaths. And when you breathe out, allow whatever areas you want to be relaxed. Pay attention to that area when you are breathing out. Allow that area to open up, to loosen up. With every out breath, relaxing, releasing, loosening the whole body. With this relaxed body, let us now bring our whole attention to our mind. We will let this body to rest here. Let it to rest here. And then gently bring in the whole attention to our mind. We will simply watch. What are the thoughts? What are the memories? What are the images that may occur right now. We will give ourselves a freedom to have any thought, and we will gently watch what would be our next thought, what memory would surface right now. With openness and curiosity, let us simply watch. Without developing any of these thoughts or memories further, we will simply keep noticing them. Various random thoughts keep popping up, just memories surfacing. This is how the ordinary mind, random thoughts, memories keep coming up. Let us acknowledge whatever thoughts occurring right now are not necessarily real. These thoughts are either about events that has happened already. Whatever memories that is occurring right now, these are only memories. These are not happening now. Whatever thoughts about future, they are also our projections. They are not happening either. None of these thoughts are real. They are simply memories or projections. Just acknowledge that. What is real is this sensation of the body and this present moment. We will simply let go of these thoughts and come to the real moment, real sensations of the body. With this present moment awareness, let us now guide the flow of our mind, the flow of the thoughts, to gradually move into a wholesome place. We can guide and purposely direct our mind to a wholesome place. We will now direct our mind to loving kindness. Loving kindness is a capacity that we all have in the deep in our mind. It is the willingness for all beings to be well. It is the wish of well-being towards all beings, including ourselves. Loving kindness is the friendliness towards all beings. Let us bring that wholesome state of the mind to the surface. Let us create that willingness. How good if all beings, including myself, are safe, completely safe. How good if all beings are well and peaceful, free from anxiety, fear, grief. How good. Let us create that willingness. Let us make that wish. Let us open our heart, just like when we see a smiling face of a little baby, how we would feel when we see a smiling face of a little baby, a little baby. How we would feel when we are petting a puppy or kitten or any other pet. Let us open our mind just like that. The complete acceptance, readiness to care, genuine wish of well-being. This is the spark of loving kindness. Let us cultivate this. Let us make it stronger and stronger by making more and more wishes of loving kindness. Let us keep wishing well-being to all beings. Let us start with ourselves, with this being sitting here. Just like all other living beings, this being sitting here also deserves loving kindness. We will start with this one. Feel your presence here and just direct this loving kindness to this whole being. Make a genuine wish. May this person sitting here, which you call I, be well. Be strong. Be healthy. Be peaceful. Be well. Be strong. Be healthy. Be peaceful. Let us take a moment to direct this loving kindness to this whole body. The body that is sitting here has been helping us a lot to live this life. All the organs, all these systems in this body have been helping us a lot. Let us direct this loving kindness to all these organs and systems with deep appreciation. And we will let this loving kindness to sink into this body, to heal the whole body. Feel your lungs. Feel the cooling air in the lungs. And these lungs and the whole respiratory system, even helping us right now to breathe. May these lungs and the whole respiratory system Be well. Be healthy. Be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well. Be healthy. Be peaceful. May this digesting system, all the organs of this whole digesting system, stomach, liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digesting system be well. Be healthy. Be healed. May these kidneys, may these both kidneys and whole genitourinary system, may this whole pelvic area be well. Be healthy. Be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, the middle brain, the frontal lobe, the whole nervous system be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Allow this loving kindness to travel to each part of the body. Let this loving kindness intention to envelop the whole body, to heal the whole body. May all these muscles throughout the body, all these ligaments and tendons throughout the body, may these bones and all these joints throughout the body be well, be healthy, be healed. We have now allowed this loving kindness to envelop all of us. We will now expand this loving kindness, extend this wish beyond ourselves to everyone else. We will share this loving kindness generously with all other people. May all people who are connected to our life, may all people in our family, may all our good friends, may all our colleagues, may all of them, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond these known people to all others. May all people living in this whole surrounding area, in these neighborhoods, may all people in this whole city be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish to include as many people as we can to this wish. May all people living beyond this area, in all other distant places, may all people living in other cities, in other distant areas, and even people beyond this country, in all other parts of the world, may all people living in every direction, in our front, in our right, in our back, and in our left. May all people living in all four directions, near and far, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond people, to all other living beings. We must keep expanding, widening, and widening this wish to embrace as many beings as we can to this wish. May all other living beings, all animals, from large animals all the way to tiny animals, may all of them, visible and invisible beings, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Rejoice this limitless loving kindness, pervade into every direction, embracing all beings without exception. Unbound loving kindness. Rejoice this wholesome state of the mind, this limitless loving kindness. With this joy, let us now gently move our attention to our breath. We will now enhance the calmness, the peace that we develop with this loving kindness. We can deepen the calmness that we are experiencing now. Make it deep and deep. Let us gently bring our whole attention to our breath. Let us observe the subtle movement of the breath through our nostrils, in our chest and abdomen. We will rest our mind on breath. Just be with the breath. We will experience deeper and deeper levels of calmness. For next few minutes, no hurry, nothing else to do, nothing to worry. Let us simply be with the breath wholeheartedly. For next few minutes, just be with the breath, closely observing the whole movement wholeheartedly. In these last few minutes, let us give our full effort to be with the breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. Be with the breath. Rest with the breath. Dukkha patacca nidukkha bhayapatacca nibbaya sukhappatacca nisukha hontu sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation in our life. Let us feel grateful to all great teachers and enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to anyone who helped our meditation tonight. Let us feel grateful even to this cushion, to the chair that you are sitting on, to this bell, and even to this device which helped us to connect to this meditation through online. And with deep gratitude to all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today, let us say Sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Okay, how was the flow of the mind? Did it follow your guidance? Sometimes it can go off track and you just can have to just bring it back. Hopefully it was not a flood. Any sharing or any questions regarding the practice? No questions, Bhante, which make it easy for us.
After meditation, there is something happen. Should be right, Bhante.
Yes. Yeah, because they have switch of the rational mind. Too much rationality. Yeah. Okay, let us move into our discussion. So these days we are having a discussion on a series on a topic called 16 defilements of mind. So in the Buddhist text, we find a list of 16 mental states that are considered unhelpful, unskillful, but that at the same time which are very common also. So recognizing these 16 different mental states is very helpful. So then whenever they visit us, we can recognize them. And then we can understand that they are natural, they are normal. Most of them are, inheritance that we got maybe from our ancestors. But, they are not necessarily helpful. So we acknowledge it and then we can do something about it. So in the list of 16, how many states we have covered so far? Anyone remember?
9.
Yes. It's actually we covered 8.
8.
Yeah, we covered 8 today. We are in the 9th. You got the list right earlier? We started it many weeks ago. So we are in the ninth. Never mind, doesn't matter the number. Let's be familiar with these mental states. So it's called Maya. I think this term is a very common term. Something familiar to you, maybe Maya, because it is used in different sense too. Of course, Maya is also the name of the the Buddha's mother, Mahamaya. Maya is also used in some literature to mean the creation. Also has a meaning of illusion. But in deeper sense, not necessarily illusion, but also like any kind of construction or creation can be also called Maya. But today we are using it in a slightly different sense. It's one of the mental states that that can occur in our mind, in the sense of it also has an element of that the element of illusion, which we call deceitfulness. Deceitfulness, kind of pretending. How to say pretense? Can you say pretense? Yeah. Deceitfulness, pretense. The Nancy, what is the translation given there? Do you find it? Sometimes also given as
Hypocrisy or deceit.
yes, yeah, hypocrisy. Also that can also meaning. But mainly, is actually we can simply call it dishonest. Being dishonest about our behavior, and mainly actually it is interpreted in a particular way. Kata patichadako. What's the Bante patichadako? What's the meaning of patichadako?
Simply we can translate it to cover.
Cover. Yeah. Cover. Covering. Try to cover our genuine feelings. Even cover whatever we have done, and cover what we understand as weaknesses.
Lying.
Yeah, lying is the expression. Lying would be how we express and how we
The medium, right?
medium through which we will do it. But this is like very need to deceitful. We need very like inside need and feeling to cover. So this is very common, and of course, because we it's in a way actually we try to create and maintain an image of ourselves, and that's a kind of need that we have. We need to project project an image. So, and sometimes we will try to cover what we have done. Maybe sometimes we try to cover our past, maybe cover our genuine feelings. So this very need, and it can happen in both ways. One way is like being dishonest and covering whatever what we have done, whatever our weakness to others. But at the same time, it can also means covering to oneself, means that not genuinely accepting, and then in a kind of denying, like a denying and a lack of acceptance, denying, but not simply denying, but also like pretending to oneself, an inauthentic image. So, and this is, we need to just recognize that this can occur, this can happen, this can occur. The one reason that why we need to have this, why we have these kind of feelings, as we discussed before, our very need to maintain an image of a particular image of I, and that is why we have to be, because whenever we try to cover whatever we have done, whenever we try to cover whatever let's say feelings, because we need to defend and protect and something we try to project as I. So in order to protect it, in order to like create a positive image around it, and we will try to try to pretend as much as we can, try to project as much as we can. That can also influence our own relationship with our own feelings, our own past, and then try to deny whatever reality. But it can be actually an innocent effort to change, innocent effort to like move beyond, because we don't want to be that person. We don't want to be so we try to be different, but not really authentically, but simply try to project an image which is not real. So it could be coming from a real need to change, but unfortunately the way it works is that the more we deny, the more we try to cover it, it's not going to help us to make a real change. The very beginning of the change is genuinely accepting, genuinely acknowledging whatever mistakes that we have done. Particularly in the Buddhist text, it is also talking about the unwholesome deeds that we have done, and we try to cover our mistakes, our misbehavior, and try to pretend as if we haven't done it. And so maybe it could be like in order to protect oneself. So we need to simply, even like, learning these 16 unwholesome mental states is also kind of helping us not to have Maya. Because once we recognize these things, we kind of develop this attitude that is okay. It's not something wrong that we have these mental states. It's okay, but simply that they are not helpful. They are not helping. They are not skillful, and they are not really conducive to our happiness. So therefore, we need to do something about it. So I think the problem here is that whenever we try to kind of judge ourselves because of certain past, certain actions, certain tendencies that we have, because we judge, and that is why we want to deceive, and we want to create this deceitful image to others. And so if we learn to genuinely accept them and recognize, and mainly understanding that that this very effort to maintain of the maintaining the what we call maintaining this that it's like the very very need to impress others. It's a very burdensome job. like trying to impress others. It's a very difficult. I mean, it's a very heavy task to do that. But if we can come back and recognize, okay, this is what I have done. Maybe they are not skillful. That may not be best thing I could have done, but I just did. It's past. What I can do now, and we can simply accept it and acknowledge it. And importantly, if we can forgive ourselves, then we have more courage to be open and will not be deceitful even in front of others. So we first of all we need to forgive ourselves, and it will be helpful for us to understand whatever we consider I or me and myself is not a fixed entity. That is the whole Buddhist teaching on non-self, right? And this whole idea, this whatever we call the self and I, me, myself, it's not a fixed entity. It's a flow. It's a moving thing. So it doesn't matter whatever happened in the past in our life. Still, there's a opportunity, room for us to move. If we recognize whatever we have done are wrong, are unwholesome, it's okay. Learn from them. It's not done. I mean, our life, our whole self, our life is not a finished product. It's still in the making. If you know that, if you recognize now that whatever you have done is wrong, just let's be open, be genuine. It's not necessarily like, we don't have to like own it, so to speak. It happened, this is moving, and now we know that that's not the best way to do things and say things, and I can change. It's just the past, and then we can accept it and forgive ourselves. With that forgiveness, acceptance, then we can project whatever genuine self, and being open. Yes, I have done these things, but I didn't know better than that in those days. I didn't know better. But I know better now. I'm not going to repeat it. And you genuinely accept, genuinely be open. And then even being genuinely open about our own feelings too. But of course not to like try to hurt others, but being genuine. So the very practice of meditation, also, like helping us to do in our own, even the meditation happens in a very short period of time. And, I think even we did in this session, we kind of give us a freedom to have any thoughts to occur. We didn't want to discriminate our thoughts in the beginning. We just allow any thoughts to occur and give full freedom, even any fantasies, any craziest things. And we just allow it, whatever thoughts to occur, we just accept them. We have a like very open space that we simply notice them, acknowledge them. Of course, we did not develop them. We didn't develop our fantasies of hurting someone, or maybe having other, but we just acknowledge them. And then once we acknowledge and accept, and okay, there's a better way to think about, better way to guide our mind, and so we choose loving kindness, and from there we develop that strain of thoughts. So in the same way, with regard to what happened in our life, whatever so-called bad history, doesn't matter. It's just the history, it's the past. It can help us to grow. We don't have to really carry it. We simply accept it and then forgive ourselves, and then we are moving forward. And if you can have that kind of acceptance to oneself within our own mind, and then we don't have to project a wrong image to others. So Maya, deceitfulness, can be a very common mental state. We may experience it most of the time. It can occur just because we want to be better.
Sometimes, Bhante,
Yes.
I think initially this kind of defilements can occur even within ourselves, right, Bhante?
Yeah.
So, for related to Maya or what you call
Deceitfulness.
deceitfulness,
Yeah.
I think what I felt, I don't know whether it is appropriate. So, something like if accidentally or because of less mindfulness, something was broken by us, something maybe a glass or a photo or something like that, but nobody was at home right that time. And just then, what kind of thought occur in our mind? So I want to cover, or
If you broke a valuable thing, right?
Yeah, how we act. But later, as Nancy said, that if we use that medium to lying or just to pretend I have not done this like that, that is later, Bande. But at that moment itself,
our initial reaction
is
to cover ourselves.
or if somebody come and maybe blame at me, so I want to protect. Therefore, I think that kind of situation very basically commonly this kind of defilements may occur in our mind.
Yeah, we just have to recognize it.
Yeah, at that moment, if although that kind of initial thoughts defilements occur, when we understand that, then we can stop at that moment itself. Then we no need to lie or pretend, right?
Yeah. Okay, I broke this. I was mindless, and I was not enough mindfulness. So maybe I can, I will do whatever it needs to be, repay. Maybe if I had to do something else to correct it, I'm ready to do it, but I don't want to hide it. because I can forgive myself,
Yeah.
you know.
Sometimes in that kind of occasions, sometimes maybe the person who did this, we have to catch a cat for our puppy or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe the cat was like running over here. Maybe yeah, we can find some other
Yeah.
other one to like put the blame on, right? Yeah.
Sibling.
Yeah.
A younger
Oh,
sibling.
Yes. Yeah, I think, yeah. I remember when we were small monks, right? Remember when we were cleaning the shrine room, and if we happened to break a flower vase or something, sometimes we try to protect ourselves, and we try to find a dog or a cat, put the blame on, right? Yeah. So that can happen, you know. So that reminded me the story. I think you're familiar with that story of President George Washington. President Washington in his childhood, he's a cherry tree.
Yeah.
Can anyone share that story? Remember that story? Yeah, I think
He broke the branch, right?
He cut the tree down.
he cut the tree. He was. I mean, his father gave him a gift. That was the what do you call it? Hatchet, right? Yeah, he got the gift of hatchet, and as a young boy, of course, now in those days there were no toys, right? No games or computer or handphone. So hatchet was a real nice toy. So with the new hatchet, he was playing with that. He was cutting many things. He was cutting trees. He enjoyed this is working. So then he kept cutting trees, and he actually cut the most favorite cherry tree of his father. And then those days they had servants, right? So one of the servants came and informed the father Washington that someone has cut the cherry tree, your favorite cherry tree. Every year he's waiting for that cherry to blossom. And he was, and then he was so angry, and he summoned everyone and asked, "Who cut the tree?" So little Washington, let's say George Washington, he could have kept silence, right? And then maybe let his father suspect some of the workers. But according to this story, he came forward and said, "Father, I cannot lie. I'm the one who cut the cherry tree. And I use your gift to do it." And according to this story, although initially the father Washington was furious, angry, but when he saw this little guy came forward and accepted and be honest about his misdeed, and all his anger went away, and he actually grabbed him and held him and said that, it's your honesty is worth more than 100,000 cherry trees to me. I'm so glad that you came forward, and he appreciated him. So he became the first president, right? So we wish that all the politicians had that honesty. Yeah. Yes. So that is the absence of Maya. If he had Maya, he would try to cover himself. Yes.
I think if this is a question, there's a discussion about speech, right speech somewhere in the series, and I remember there's kind of a balancing act between honesty and compassion. And
yes,
here we're talking about honesty. Is there not a similar?
Yes, there are a few conundrums we had to resolve here. One is what you are saying, that telling the truth, and also how to combine truthfulness and being truthful and being compassionate in our speech at the same time. Right? Most of the time we can. Most of the time, maybe being truthful is the way to be most compassionate, even though it may not be pleasant, but in long run, it could, being truthful will be the most compassionate thing to do. but there can be exceptions in rare occasions. I think I have shared with you that is that story, right? And we you know that. Can you remember that, right? No, I mean we have the person who come and help us to cut the grass, and he's a hunter. Yeah. One day he came and asked me, did you see any of the deers in this wood behind behind the temple? He asked me, did you see any deer? I did see. But if I say the truth, next day he will come with his gun. So I had that conundrum whether I had to be truthful or whether I had to be, compassionate. So sometimes you are put into that kind of test.
I also think it occurs within oneself too. That
Such as?
Well, when you're talking about Maya, what I keep thinking of are in psychology what we call the defenses. In denial, for instance. And denial serves a very clear purpose. One argument I've heard is if we weren't in denial about the possibility of our own death at every instant, we would go stark raving mad. Now, I know that the Buddhists would have a response to that.
Yes.
But
in every morning, we remind our death in our morning chanting. But it has every morning when you remind yourself that I'm dying, I'm going to die. Maybe of course it has to happen. I mean, maybe think about the death has to be done maybe in a particular state. Maybe it may not be appropriate for everyone, right? Yeah.
And done gently.
Done gently, yeah. So yeah, but for us it has helped us to be more compassionate. Yeah, but it may not be for everyone, right? So you argue that we need some kind of covering up, little bit of covering up
Maya to get through life.
Get through the life. Yeah. Yeah, the other conundrum would be like, so we all have our personal life, so our private life, and do we have to reveal everything to everyone, right? Are we inviting troubles, or maybe is it necessary, right? So we have to draw the line, how much we should share, and how much is unnecessary to share. That's also very, very tricky area.
About yourself and about another person.
Another person too. That's exactly, yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to be honest with somebody about what they're doing.
Yeah, about the family members, right? Sometimes we have to protect them.
Keeping a confidence.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah. This is mainly about actually try to project oneself in inauthentic way. Like you're projecting yourself as a very, very moral person, but in fact you are actually not really ethical in your behavior, but you try to project an image. So that is basically what we mean by Maya.
There is an expression that comes out of AA that goes, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, that is why we need. Yeah, sometimes the very, very need that we try to project a wrong image of ourselves. Maybe that coming from a real need to change oneself. That is why we should not judge ourselves or blame ourselves. We just need to recognize it, but then understand that that is not the best, and that's not the fruitful beginning to do it. Yeah. Acknowledging it will be the beginning. Yeah.
But sometimes don't you need to present as well as you can to just overcome your fear, to learn?
Yeah.
Just present yourself in a good light. Like if you're trying to learn how to speak in public.
Yeah.
If you go up and you express all of your fears, that's not going to do what you need to do.
Yeah, right. Oh, you mean just not expressing, but let's say, I mean, if you acknowledge that, I have this fear, this anxiety, so you are honest about it, and you don't blame it to yourself and acknowledge, then you try to work. Maybe you get help from your friends. You invite your friends. I have this issue. I really want to overcome. Can you help? And just be there. I will speak. So like being honest about it and being, open, that can help. It's not simply expressing, but like acknowledging to oneself.
Sometimes you have to project, like in a job interview.
Yes, yeah. You have to prepare your CV, and you have to make your case, right? Yeah, you have to sell yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, how do you sell yourself without being deceitful? That's a difficult thing.
Well, you don't say you have a PhD when you don't.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But can that go the other way, where you're also kind of falsely humble, like you're not actually living up to who you are?
Exactly. Yeah, that could be another form of Maya too. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a very common mental state. We will all experience it once in a while. Just now we know it. Now we kind of carve it out and recognize. So it will not influence our behavior without our knowing now, because we have some familiarity. We know there's not something wrong. We know that's but it's not helpful. So we recognize it, we notice it, we acknowledge it, and being honest about it, and then that we don't have to worry, because whatever these weaknesses, whatever these things that we have done, whatever mistakes are simply part of our life, but they're not going to. We can change at any time. So they don't have to. I mean, we are not doomed just because we have done a mistake, and just being honest about it, and still have room to change. So let's do it. And whenever we notice in others Maya, others deceitfulness, let us be compassionate, and just understand that they have a need to change, but they don't know how. So have that compassion, and wish that maybe if you can help them to come out from deceitfulness. Yeah, I think John, you have anything to share? Yeah.
No, not
Yeah,
really. That was
not- yeah.
really insightful. I was thinking earlier about like even if you forgive yourself and you move on, like if you hurt someone else, it's hard to let go of it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess time could heal that.
Time could heal that.
Yeah.
There are also corrective works we can do. Let's say if that person is still within our reach, we can openly apologize, and we can also do something like what we call counter actions.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes it may not be possible. Maybe people are. It's not healthy to go near them, or maybe they are not around your reach.
Right.
In that case, we still can do some corrective counterpart good deeds, not to the specific person, but to others.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say, can you give me an example? Like what?
Well, it could even not be a person. Like maybe when you were younger, you hunted and you killed an animal.
Okay.
And now you're older and you
Yes.
feel horrible.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, because guilt is not considered a wholesome emotion.
Yeah.
At least in Buddhist psychology. But let's say you did it. Okay, so it's done. Okay, now you know that it's not the best thing to do, and now you can do counterpart, maybe corrective deeds. Of course, that the animal who dead, you cannot correct it,
Right.
but then you can purposely save life.
Okay.
You purposely save life. You try to provide food, but the method is always trying to save bunnies here. And and you can purposely save life, and try to help the shelters, the animal shelters, and so you can try that I want to correct it. I want to do something to correct it. So you go way out and do purposely do corrective deeds.
Yes.
That can also help.
Okay.
Okay, let us move to the other part of the program. Thank you for discussion. Sorry, today we cannot talk with our online participants, but if you have any comments or any sharing, you can use our chat section in our YouTube. You can write your thoughts, and we will read them later. Let us move to the other part of the program and turn to page number 14. And now it is time to share all the good merits, good karma, good energy that we just generated right here. By doing this practice together and doing this, engaging in this wholesome practice, we generated so much goodness, so much good karma, good merits in our heart. Let us now share these merits generously with all others. First of all, let us recall to our mind our ancestors, people who have helped us so much, our family members, people who departed family members. Think about all of them and share these merits with them all. Today, specifically, I personally recall to my mind my departed father, and today is actually the 8th anniversary of his passing. And I think about him, I dedicate this practice to him, I dedicate these merits to him, and may he share these good merits. May he be benefited from these good merits. And may he be happy and peaceful wherever he may be. You may also recall to your mind your own departed relatives. Let us all share these merits with them. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful wherever they may be. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu Sukhita hontu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share these merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavata ce amhehi sambhetam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be hateful. We will now do the blessing service, blessing chant. We are going to chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, wishing all of you good health, peace, and happiness. And this particular sutra was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We will chant exactly the same sutra for you now. May you all receive the blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha. May you receive the blessings of the wholesome vibrations that we are generating now. May you also receive the blessings of the loving kindness that we are radiating towards you now. By the power of these blessings, may you all be blessed with good health, with strength and courage to overcome difficulties in your life, and wisdom and mindfulness to help many others. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, people who need help. Recall them to your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniyamatha kusalena yantam santam padam abhisamicche sakko joche sujoche suvacho chansamudu anatimani santos sakoche subaroche ampakitchoche sallahokavodti santring Rioche nipakoche ampegabbo kulesu ananugendo nachakundang samachari kinchiyene vinyu pari upavadeyong sukino vakemino sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta ye kechipane bhutanti tasavata virava anavasesadi ghava ye mahantava majjimaraskanukatula dittava yeva additta ye ca dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesi va sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta paro parang nikumbeta nati mangyita kanta chinang kanji vyarosana patigha sanjnananya manyasansadukkamicche matayatani puttam ayusa ekaputtamanorakke evampi sambhabhutesu manasam bhavaye aparimanam mittam ca sambhalokasmin manasam bhavaye aparimanam uddang adocha tiriyam ca asambadang avirang asapattam tang charang nisinno vasayano vayavatasens vigadamindo etang sating adiktiye brahmamitang viharang idamaho දෙට්ටිං ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනීන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනීයගේදං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසෙය්‍යං පුනරේති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සොත්ති තේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සම්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බරෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්පන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during the last few days. Recall a moment, an incident that you were able to be kind to someone, even a simple act of kindness. Let us rejoice. These kind deeds show that we can overcome our defilements. We can grow our goodness. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall an incident in which you received some help, some care and kindness from someone else. Just recall a concrete event. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day, or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others, with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me, many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining us, and those who joined from our YouTube live, thank you very much. Appreciate your participation. If you like, before you leave, give us a comment and let us know who were there. Thank you, and hope to see you next week. Good night. And those who are on site can come to receive blessings right here.